Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a chilly morning out here this morning, and I wanted to share with you guys 3 things to do to keep your plants warm and protected through the cold weather at nighttime. This morning, I think it went down to 44 degrees last night, and my tomatoes, peppers, watermelon, and cucumbers all need to be protected. So the first thing that I do, I want to show you guys, and that is, so this is just something that flew from a tree. But basically, I'm going to take this off to show you guys, but this is just a fabric smart pot that I bought on Amazon, and I basically just cover this tomato plant up at nighttime. Sometimes I will use garden stakes, about 8-inch garden stakes, to support them into the dirt so that way they don't grow away or blow away. But this trellis is pretty tight in there, and once I put it in here, it's not blowing away out of this trellis. So I'll show you an example of where I did have to stake some smart pots down to protect the plants, but with the ones with trellises or support, I do not have to put the pots on or the stakes in. So this is my tomato plant. It's pretty messy because I had lots of dirt on my walls because it was raining for 3 days here, and this is the first day that it's not going to rain. So today it's supposed to go up to 76 degrees, I think it was, or 70 degrees. So I'll come out here and feed all my plants and spray everything down so I get all this nasty dirt off of everything. Here's another example with another trellis. This is another tomato plant, and you can see I couldn't really put it down as far as I wanted to, but either way, it's protecting the leaves and protecting the plant and just keeping them and giving them kind of like an igloo or a greenhouse effect to keep them warm throughout the night. And then again, I have this is another one that does not have a trellis, and I did not use stakes, like I said, but I just put it over the plant, and it just protects the plant overnight and keeps it warm. Like I said, it basically makes a greenhouse for the plant, and it keeps it warm through the night. Over here, this is another example with a trellis or support. I'm just gonna pull this up and out. And there's my tomato plant, nice and happy to come out. And I just want to add this in. If you do this, you want to make sure you come out by 7:30 in the morning to remove these, because once the sun comes out, you can fry them in there. You can basically cook them in the greenhouse per se, and it will fry your plants and it can kill your plants. So if you do this, make sure you get up early enough before the sun comes out to remove these so your babies don't fry. I mean, you're going through all this work to keep them safe and keep them warm, but you want to do the same to keep them cool during the day, because they will fry in this container. This is another example. I have another smart pot, and this is my watermelon plant growing up this trellis. And I put some stakes in, and I'm going to take the stake out. And this is the garden stakes that I was speaking of. And then I put another one over here because this pot, I didn't want it to blow away, and my watermelon plants are so important. They definitely need it. So this is the watermelon plant. You can see it watermelon plants and cucumbers, they need heat. They need heat, and they can only grow at nighttime 60 degrees or more. And last night it went down to 44, and I wouldn't normally put this down. I forgot to do this last night, actually. But this right here is my solar mulch. So this is the second thing that I do to keep my plants warm at nighttime, and I use solar mulch. And I got this for about $10, and I think it was 100 feet by 20 feet. So it will last me year after year after year after year, because I only need a little piece at a time. But this is solar mulch, and what it does is raises the degrees up to 10 degrees more. So last night when it was 44 degrees, this will actually make it to be 54 degrees. And then with the greenhouse effect on top of it, that gives it an extra 3 to 4. So really it should have only been 60 degrees last night for my watermelon plants, even though it went down to 44 degrees, if that makes any sense. However, because I forgot to put this down, you can see that they were feeling it. I gave them the greenhouse and that protected them, and they'll be fine. But they're just growing really slow because it's still kind of really cold in our zone 5A. We live in Maine, USA. So it's still pretty chilly at nighttime here, and that's why my watermelon plants is a lot slower. But as the time goes on, their pace will grow up and they'll just fly growing or whatever. All right, so let's go over to my other area to show you what I do. My third thing that I do. There's Sophie in the garden. She's excited for her breakfast. We haven't fed her yet, so she's like, feed me, feed me. All right, so my third thing that I do is I put fabric down. And you can see that I was already removing this. It removed out because I was taking a look at it all. But you can see that I put stakes on it. I don't know if you can see them hanging. But basically, I just, as you can see the other one down there, I just throw it on top of the garden beds. And it protects the plants and again forms a greenhouse for these babies. And you can see that I use the stakes. This is how I pin it down. And then that's it. I don't have to do the pots. I don't have to do anything else with this because this is just shade cloth / cloth to keep them warm. Or we don't get frost. We're not really getting frost anymore. But it's just cold temperatures. So just to help these warm temperature babies, I come out here and protect them through the night. So anything really under 55 degrees or over 55 degrees, you do not have to do this. Like, I don't have to come out here and do any of this 55 or more. It's just last night it went down to 44. So tonight and tomorrow and last night I have to do this. So there'll be nights that I don't have to do this, and then just in the beginning of the spring or springtime, there'll be certain days that I will have to come out here and do this. Hi, Sophie. And then again, this is just all the same thing. I'm just popping all these stakes out and I'm just pulling it up. Pulling it up. Take you off the camera for a second. There you are. And I'm just going to pull this over my trellis and out. So that way I don't hurt any of my plants. And I'm just pulling this out. All the stakes will come with it, and it's okay because when I use it again tonight, all the stakes will be in place, and that is awesome. So, and voila. And now my babies, now I just got to go in and fix a couple babies that fell out. Like, this is my cucumber plant, and you can see that it is growing like crazy and it needs some help. And then over here I saw one of my watermelon plants fall down, and at nighttime I kind of take them off of my trellis and lay them down, so that way if I do put a pot in here, I can just put a pot. But you can see that right here, this is my mulch that I had down. So I kept this down for this watermelon plant, these two watermelon plants, and then I have it down on my cucumbers. So last night, prime example, when it was 44 degrees, these cucumbers were about 60, or the watermelons. Because of this mulch, it gave it 10 degrees more, so it made it to be 54. And then with the greenhouse fabric that I had on top of it, gave it about 5 degrees more. So these cucumbers were in 60-degree night last night, even though it was 44 degrees. And that is why they are able to produce these beautiful cucumbers. Look at that baby growing. I got another one growing over there. I have about 20 cucumbers growing right here, just in this little area. So again, I had to use stakes to stake this in. I'm just removing them and popping that off. And that's a cucumber plant. I did not use the solar mulch, so it was about, I would say, 50 degrees last night for this cucumber plant, which is okay. This right here was perfect covering. However, it would have been better to get it closer to 60. So tonight I will be adding solar mulch to this cucumber and that watermelon and this watermelon over there that did not have that last night. I just broke a branch on my rose bush, but that's okay. Remove this off of my garden. Pull the stakes out, and there we go. So again, I used this hard pot to put over a tomato plant last night. And I just used that pot to throw everything in. And it's just easy to grab it at nighttime and just come out and then pop it right back in the pot the next morning. And then this watermelon plant, you see, I did not protect at all. I felt so bad. I feel so bad. I forgot all about it. So it's a little fragile. It did not have any protection last night, so it was feeling the full 41 degrees temperatures last night. So we will see how this turns out and how it acts for the next couple of days, because it had no support or protection last night. It was just 44 degrees for this baby, and I feel so bad, but it looks great. It looks fine. It's growing a new leaf. It's going, so hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, so that's the 3 things that I do to keep my plants safe and warm throughout the night in our zone 5A cold Maine, USA area. So I hope that I gave you guys some cool ideas how to keep your babies warm during the cold nights. And happy gardening and happy Wednesday, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. It helps support me, and just makes me feel so good getting all the likes that I can get. So again, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And there's another view of my garden. It's Wednesday morning, and it's about 49 degrees right now, so it's pretty chilly, but it's going up to about 70 today, so I'm really excited. 70 and sunny. So I'm going to be out here and doing some gardening and taking care of all my plants, and I'm really excited for today. So I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.